All right. We're going to talk about Varroa people mites. No, I'm sorry. We're going to talk about ticks. That's us. The ticks don't go for the bees. They come for us. I went out to, go to the next slide, please. Went out to the Sugartown Apiary, I think it was in June. Walked into the apiary. We've got a lot of flagstones down, and there were ticks everywhere. I crushed 6 of them. They were crawling on the flagstones. They were all over. That's a heavily deer-infected area, or infested area, and that's one of the vectors for ticks is deer. But the other vector for ticks that bite us, are mice and rats, little rodents. And so it's part of their three-host cycle. Is they will get into the mice as small nymphs. They'll fall off. They'll do their thing for a few days. Then they'll go back onto mice or rabbits or something's running around there. Small mammals. They sit there for a bit, fall off, and then they get onto the deer, and then that's where so you can get them from any one of them. So there's a lot of ways that you can get ticks on you, and it's pretty nasty. And this is the kinds of ticks that we see here. By the way, this presentation, a lot of it is from Penn State Extension, Robinstein. So if you look at where we are with bees, we're still seeing the dog ticks. I saw a couple of them out there at one of the apiaries just recently. But you've got the black-legged, you've got the Lone Star, and then you've got this black-legged adult is what you're going to start seeing here this time of year, or September.
No deer tick.
That's the black-legged.
The black-legged. Yeah. Yeah. So, and all of them can be on deer. Just because it says it's a dog tick doesn't mean it's not on a deer. Okay. So the kinds of tick-borne diseases that affect us, and this, but let me give you a disclaimer. 25 years ago, I was not doing well. The whole family wasn't doing well. Went to a Lyme specialist, and he did all the testing and said, "Oh yes, you have Lyme disease, you have ehrlichiosis, and you have babesia." So I was carrying 3 of these tick-borne diseases. My daughter, who was the least likely to have anything, actually had 2 types of ehrlichiosis: babesia, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and Lyme disease. And she was the one that was displaying the least amount of symptoms. The rest of us were sore elbows and numbness in certain parts of the body, so it was not cool. So again, so the dog ticks can carry the Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and the tularemia, ehrlichiosis. So you've got all of these different diseases that you can contract from ticks. So just be aware that if you're feeling bad, you're running a fever, you've got a bullseye, you've got muscle or elbow pain, different kinds of things. As you go to your doc, you may want to tell them, "I'm a beekeeper and I'm exposed to ticks all the time," because guess what? We are. When we're out and about in the hives, we can easily be exposed to tick bites. Okay. So how do you prevent this stuff? 1, dress properly. What does dress properly mean?
Long pants.
Long pants.
Cover up.
Cover up, yeah. How about, what would you do with the leggings of your long pants?
Tuck them into your socks.
Tuck them into your socks. Because just as well as it keeps the bees out, it keeps the ticks out too. Light colored clothing, so you can see the little bastards, little bugs crawling up your legs. I was doing exactly that, and I felt something on my eyebrow. I reached up, and I had a tick on my eyebrow. Well, I'd been out of the truck for like 3 minutes. They can be pretty darn fast. Use repellents. So don't use DEET, and I think we'll talk about it, but you can use other kinds of things. Do a tick check, manage your landscape, weed whack, be right to you. Manage the ticks and manage the host, yeah.
I have guinea hens, they take care of that.
I wish I could do the guinea fowl. The guinea hens will eat so many ticks. They are the tick killers of the world. So that's part of your manage the ticks.
Possum too.
Free range. Yeah.
Possums unfortunately also eat chickens.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, tucking your pants in light colors so you can see them. Permethrin on your clothing. Do not put the permethrin on your, don't spray it on your skin. You spray it on your clothing, you let it dry, then you can put the clothing on. So you normally want to let it dry for a day, overnight, before you use this stuff. Because it's not good for us as people, but it's certainly really bad for ticks and other disease, animals, insects, sorry. It will kill bees, but generally bees are not crawling all over you unless you're, if they are crawling all over you, you got lots of bees on you, probably time to close the hive and go somewhere else. Yeah. Don't use DEET. DEET is, if you're not keeping bees, DEET's fun, but it can be an irritant to the bees, which can cause them to be all over you because they don't like that smell. And then some folks are using picardin and lemon eucalyptus. That can be fine. And then the most important thing, check for ticks, which can be fun if your spouse is, anyway, moving along.
TMI.
Whatever. So manage your landscape. So in most of the apiaries I'm involved with have either, like at Bondsville Mill, the apiary is on a concrete slab. Real easy to manage ticks as well as beetles, yes, but the wax moths. Yeah, wax moths, they like to go, they have to have a place for the larvae to go dig into the soil. And if there's no soil, they can't dig in. So at Bondsville, or at Sugartown, we have pavers. In my home apiary, I've got pavers and other things that keep the landscape controlled. Keep it cut low. If you've got grass, like George does a lot of the cutting out, most of the cutting out at the apiary. Mike is out at the queen yard, so the apprentice yard and the other keep it cut short. Which also helps keep the mice and deer away. They like the tall stuff, so that can help as well. And then keeping the deer away, maybe with a tall fence, because they can jump. I've seen a deer from a stand jump over a fence this tall, standing right next to it, just went. I saw it doing this, and it just went boop, right over. So if you're going to keep the deer out, it's got to be a tall fence.
8 feet.
What's that?
8 feet.
8 feet, yes.
Yeah, 6 feet they go right over.
Okay, tick tubes. They're these tubes that are full of cotton, and it's got some kind of a pesticide in it. Mice go into them. They grab the stuff and they use it in their nests, but it kills the ticks. So it's probably permethrin, I would guess. Yeah.
Make your own toilet paper.
Toilet paper rolls.
Make your own.
Yeah. Put some cotton in there, covered with permethrin. And again, the 3 hosts I mentioned. Yes.
You did that, and you put the permethrin in something like that you're hoping a mouse is going to go through. If let's say a bird picked that up for nesting material, is there any issue?
I don't know.
Is it harmful to other?
Yes, but I don't know how harmful that would be. And if you, for mice, you want to take those tick tubes and put them down in, like where they would run. So it's down.
Okay, so you're
Against
hoping
the corner.
it's placement issue.
Placement issue, yeah. So you generally aren't, if it was up and about where birds can get to it,
Right.
that might be an issue, but If you've got them down in corners and along edges, you should be fine. Next slide. Okay, so how many have seen the tick shield signs go up on your neighbor's yards? Where they come in with these big smokers or foggers and they're fogging the entire yard to kill the mosquitoes and to kill the ticks. Does that impact the bees?
Sure.
Absolutely. Is it really, really bad? It's bad, but it's not really, really bad because I've got people on two sides of me using that tick shield, mosquito shield, and I have not had a problem. There are, but it certainly can. You know, if they were doing it at the wrong time of day, or if the wind is blowing into my yard, that could be problematic. Certainly on the bees.
But you don't have ticks.
Huh?
But you don't have ticks.
But then my bees are now affected,
Yeah.
and they've been weakened. It may not have killed them, but they're weakened. They got back in the colony, and they're weakened, and now you have a weak hive that can be overtaken by all sorts of other bad things. So yeah, if you're gonna use that if you got to use something to kill the ticks, it's the water activated granular stuff. Same thing with ants. You know, you use this granular stuff along the ground. The bees are not likely to get into it. If it's being sprayed around the yard, especially in the morning when the dew is there, the bees are coming out, they're collecting the dew, collecting that water, or they're collecting nectar, which has the insecticides in it, and taking it back to the hive. That's I think the biggest problem can come there. So if they're going to spray, you really want them to spray in the late afternoon. Okay. So there you go. There's your